You understand what volatility index is?
Yeah.
It tells you if the market's overbought or oversold. It measures the implied volatility of the marketplace. Anytime it's low, it means that the markets are overbought. It works backwards. Anytime it's low, the market's overbought. Now, the real saying is when it's high and reverses. So if the volatility index was high and reverses, it's time to buy. So you go back and look at the indexes right here, right? The index actually started to bounce. So when it's high and reverses, it's time to buy. When it's low and reverses, starts to head back up, that's when the market's ready to start dropping. When it's low, look out below. But it's really when it's low and reverses, look out below. That just doesn't rhyme. So when it's low, look out below. Right now, I'd have to say this is either high or low on the chart. Just look at the chart, 1 year chart.
Slow.
It looks low, okay? So this is low. So as soon as it starts to tick up, the market's going to do what? So if I just had to guess at my next move in the marketplace, should I be a little more bullish or a little more bearish short term? Okay, and we do the same thing with the VXN if we wanted to, but it looks exactly the same. The VXN is the NASDAQ Volatility Index. All right, so right off the bat, we're saying the markets are bullish. Yes? Markets are bullish. And we are short-term bearish, longer-term bullish. And if I understand that, I can start looking for some trades. Now, the problem that most of us are going to find when we look for trades is that everything you look for right now is going up. And it's really difficult to think of bearish when something's going up. So at the same time, we also have to say, well, look where it's at. We're at resistance. We're not breaking through resistance areas. And all of our indicators say prepare for a pullback. So we need to make sure that if we're wrong and the markets just say, hey, we're going to keep going up anyway, that we build into the trade the ability to quickly change that and still make a profit even though we're wrong. And that's where the profits come from the stock market is what do we do if we're wrong? That's what we're after. All right. So tell me, give me a stock you'd like to look at.
CSX.
CSX. Okay. Charlie Sam X-ray. All right. First thing you notice. First thing is always easy. My little boy who's 8 years old, 9 in October, looks at the charts. He's understanding how to read charts. He'll be trading with me permanently when he's 12. So he understands. He looks at the chart. Yeah, this is going up, isn't it? He asks me every day, how'd your trading go today? Every day. So he's thinking about stock market all the time. In his mind, everybody trades in the stock market. He doesn't think people don't. So we'll just make it easier when he starts investing because it's now a part of his life. He'll look at this chart. The first thing he'll look at, he'll say, yeah, that's going. That's the first thing you should notice. What's the easiest? What's the first thing you notice? Oh, it should be the trend. That trend's going higher. No doubt about that. That looks pretty bullish. Next thing I'm going to look at is, after I see the trend, where's support and where's resistance? Bam! What did it just hit? It just hit resistance. Looks good though, doesn't it? How's the volume look for yesterday?
Good. Pretty good.
So the stock's in an uptrend. Nice resistance. Moving higher on a volume spike. I like that. The only thing I don't like about this, uptrend, volume spike, moving higher, the volume spike did not push it through resistance. So it is a volume spike, but the volume spike wasn't strong enough. Right? Well, that car is going fast. That car is going 20 miles an hour, which might have been fast if you were used to horse and buggies. Yes? But you put it on the freeway. How's that 20 miles an hour doing right now? It's not enough, right? Might have looked good to somebody, but it wasn't enough to really accomplish the feat. That's a nice volume. I like that. You got to think that's a nice volume spike. But was it enough to push it through resistance? No. So would I buy on this right now? Normally I'd like to buy in an uptrending stock that has a volume spike moves higher. I'd love to buy that. But it didn't push it through resistance. Why not? Why didn't it go through resistance? Because the sellers wouldn't allow it to go through resistance. A lot of volume. What was that volume all buying? No, volume is a combination of both buying and selling. So along with the buying, there was also what? Selling. There just wasn't as much selling as buying, but the selling was strong enough to keep it from going through a ceiling. By the way, what else is that number right there next to it? 45. 45, a nice round number. Lots of sellers out there at 45. How many? I have no idea. But enough to stop this from going above it. Even though yesterday was a what? Bullish day. So I like it. So what would you do on this one here? I'd wait. Wait for it to do what?
Break out.
Go above 45. So above 45, then you should be all in. Right? And go back, look at a longer-term chart, see how the support and resistance. This has had a nice rally. No getting around this. That's a nice-looking trend. Nice day yesterday. Must have had some kind of news, right?
Yes.
Maybe earnings?
No, our engineers strike or something.
A strike?
The locomotive engineers got happy they got a new contract.
Oh, okay, so the strike is ending, contract was, okay, good. So just provide takes away the unrest. Stock market likes that. Okay, good. So up it went. So I like that. Would you trade it?
Yeah.
No? Not with a call option. Did we buy a call option on this one here? Did you buy a call?
Well, I had one and I rolled it.
Well, just don't tell me what it is.
Strike price.
Just don't tell me what it is.
Hmm?
Don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Okay. Unless it's a longer term call. It's not an August call. It's not an August call, is it?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So it looks good. It's at resistance. It's probably going to pull back. Well, if it does pull back, where's it going to pull back to? Remember, it's in an uptrend. It just hasn't gone through resistance. So it's going to hit resistance, and you're going to see it. Are the MACDs a little high? A little high. They could be high for months. It's a little overbought. So where's it going to pull back to? If it does pull back, where's it going to pull back to?
Some sort of support.
Probably some kind of support area. Okay, where's support? There's a good support right there, yes?
Oh, no.
That's a support, is it not? It's just not the current support. How about that support? There's a good support right in here, right? Even Tim mentioned it when he was talking about support resistance. He said they're not exact areas of a chart. Anybody ever watched a WWF match on TV? You all have. You were flipping through the channels, watching Oprah, got up, came back, Oprah was done, and WWF was on. Right? Have you ever seen them climb on that very top rope and jump off? Yes?
Yeah.
And they do that big Superman drop, flying down. Who in their right mind would do that if it was a concrete floor? Nobody. Why do they do that? Because when they land, the floor does what? Springs around, right? Because the floor is not a hard area, it's just an area and springy. Well, support on stocks is the same thing. Resistance is just an area. Okay, it comes up and it pulled back. Oh, it didn't make it to exactly the same low, but it came pretty close. Oh, went a little bit further than the previous low. Came right back up again. Support and resistance are just areas. They're just areas. So as long as it gets close to the area, it hits support. That's why you look at it. Where's support on this?
41. 43.
What was the previous resistance?
42.50.
42.5 was the previous resistance area? Yeah? I feel like Darth Vader. That didn't work. Okay.
You're letting go.
Was I letting go? That's all right. Was this resistance right here? 42.5? Went there 3 days in a row? Thank you. Was that resistance?
Yeah.
It just broke up through it, yes?
Yeah.
Is that your new resistance?
Yeah.
Resistance 45, support right here about 42.5. So if it does pull back, where's it going to pull back to?
42.
Probably 42.50. Maybe, depending on what the market is, if the overall market's drop, this could pull back to where? 40. Okay. It's a nice little trading range right here, about 40. If it breaks 40, where's it going now?
37.
Here?
Maybe 37.
Maybe here? Maybe here? So for previous areas, right down through here. You notice what the numbers are? The stock was in $2.50 increments. It was in $2.50 increments. Okay, I like that. So down here, 30. Next resistance. So this was 30. Then it moved up to 32.50. 37.50. Bypassed 35. Went to 37.50. Next one's right in through here. 40. 42.50. 45. $2.50 increments. So it pulls back 42.50, then 40. So if I'm going to do a bullish trade because I'm bullish on this, I wouldn't buy a call option because it just hit resistance. Now it's ready for a pullback. So I would either wait for it to pull back to 42.50, consolidate, start to bounce, and then jump in. Or if I was going to do it right now, I would do some type of a put spread where I sold a put. Now, based on what strike prices were available, it would tell me if it's even going to be something I'm interested in. So let's pull up some options on here.